Greetings, meat bags. #1 Dunning-Kruger fan here with a review of a Marvel comic written entirely by a robot. Adjusting vocal units to be slightly less terrifying. Hello, humans. Now that I have put on a more normal and less terrifying voice, let us review this excellent comic. Written by Robot Unit Catherine Imonen. What the heck is this comic? Oh my gosh. So this is Agent Carter. It's got a cover from the TV series. And, well, I guess one of the bad things about this book and why it doesn't feel like it was entirely written by a robot is the opening pages are actually kind of fun and have Peggy Carter, talking about how she hates communists and fighting a bunch of thieves in her underwear. And probably for like the first issue, I was saying, okay, yeah, fun Peggy Carter spy girl, looking sweet, kicking some butts. That'll be fun. I love femme fatales. And then things get weird. So she has like the classic moment. Well, first off, they don't explain anything about why she's going to Russia. It's pretty much like Tony Stark sent a bunch of guys to her house to almost kill her, just to like get her attention. He says, hey, we're going to go meet someone in Russia. I'm not going to really explain what the deal with why we're going to meet anyone in Russia is, but just come along, come to Russia. And girl knocks out a KGB agent. Her character's very, very important. And so this guy who's a hero, I don't know, like Woodrow McGarth or whatever, he's some kind of alien fighter, and he's a big, tough man in a beard. And she gets like her, oh, I'm such a cool, strong woman. I'm going to pickpocket your gun and point it at your dick. All right, that's fine. She's a strong female, femme fatale character. She gets to do some stuff like that. And then pretty much from this point on, weird things start happening, and none of it makes sense. None of it makes sense. They're having some kind of I was down for like, okay, we're going on an adventure in Russia. We're going to do something important here. Nothing gets explained. All right, so Howard Stark, he's got the super alien device, and look, there's the alien ship, and there's an augmented reality thing you can get an app for, except it doesn't work anymore, and the link on Marvel's website is dead, because that fad lasted about as long as Pokemon Go. And so Howard Stark sees a kid get blown up, and oh, it's a dream sequence. The kid didn't really... Well, so I thought, okay, so this is going to be a bit. He saw the kid die, he's getting woken up, and it's going to be like a bit that this is actually the dream, and the reality is the aliens are messing with his head or something. Nope. We just saw this whole giant alien robot and dramatic death, and Howard dealing with the emotional turmoil that it was just not even real. You just something that you didn't even see happened, and you turned it off, and none of that happened. Okay, fine. And then it's just like this weird thing where Peggy doesn't human very well. Anytime she's talking, it's in sort of like this pseudo-sarcastic style where her quips don't even make sense, or it's like she has ADHD and suddenly she's talking about something completely different. So they have this whole weird conversation with an old crone, and she says, you're a fool to go chasing wraiths and shades when there's a real threat right outside the door. Communism? Moron, I'm talking about a bear. Oh, there's no bear out there. Oh, there's a bear out there. I'm going to go chase it because I'm super gung-ho. And then the bear turns into a kid. And none of them believe him, even though this is the Marvel Universe and they've probably seen weird stuff before. And I'm going to show you some examples of... I'm convinced. I am convinced that Catherine Imonen is like... needs a dot, put the full name on there, .001, update pending for Mac OS X. So, God, what a mess. That thing is not human. Well, whatever it is, looks like the lady folk are developing a soft spot for it, and wham, she punches him right in the face because he made a quip about how they are being nice to the bear boy. Don't you dare be dismissive. I have literally been aiming high and wide since this whole thing started because I'm sick and tired of lives ending and of ending lives with no questions asked or answered. Why are you in Russia if he hasn't answered any of your questions about why the heck you're in Russia? I would like to know why you're in Russia. That'd be some nice information. Why haven't you asked that question? Why are you mad at him if you haven't asked him any questions about why you're here? Oh, want to know how I took your gun without you noticing? All I had to do was be vaguely annoyed, and because you can't fathom that it might be for some legitimate reason, you gave yourself permission to discount everything about me. You're probably doing it again right now. So go ahead, do what you want, shoot the kid. So what she's referencing is the first time she sees the guy, he makes him like, oh, who's this dame? And then she steals his gun and looks super cool. And then later he says, well, I don't know how you got the drop on me and got my gun. Now she just references it out of nowhere, like a scene from a really brief, like forgettable little, oh, she's cool scene from an issue ago. What does this have to do? What does the gun and him wondering how she got the gun have to do with him, like, chasing after a bear creature that they all saw? And then why is she saying kill the kid? Is the point? Oh, I know. Okay, like all good robots know, meatbag female creatures are irrational, hyper-emotional, and hysterical. That's the robot. Oh, I forgot. I thought this was a comic book written by human beings. This is a comic written by robots. All robots know that women are irrational and hysterical. What could be the explanation? Now, I've got to take away some robot points for this. They have some bad guys who are in a gulag, and they shoot the innocent people for falling down. So making fun of communism, that takes away a point from the robot score. But then, fortunately, they're not communists, they're Hydra. So I guess that I won't subtract any robot points for that. Then there's like this whole weird subplot, which kind of barely get... Oh, look, she has green glowies around her eyes. That's your foreshadowing, everybody, that something's going to happen. So they activate the spaceship. There's some really weird dialogue that doesn't make sense. I've got a better idea. Change now. What are you doing? He's helping us. He's going to help a little harder. Change. All right, all right. Oh my God, what is it? It will kill us all. I don't think so. Just stay calm. Mick Horde was telling the truth. Yeah, the thing you got mad about at him earlier, yeah, you didn't ask him whether he was just making it up. Well, you don't see that every day. I hope you know what you're doing, Woodrow. He's a bear, a Russian bear. Then I guess we should be happy we're not in Canada. Why? Because then Woody would be about to climb on top of a beaver, and no one wants to see that. Ha, ha, ha. Human units are engaging in homosexual activity. Homosexuality is funny. Let's move on. So they fly the ship into the Hydra place where the bat scientists are helping the Hydra people. Now, why did I mark this? This is so weird. Okay, so Howard Stark comes down and he sees the Russian scientist. And he says, what on earth are you doing here? Which makes me think, okay, so Howard Stark's a scientist. He must know this Russian scientist. Stoth? Schwarzwald. You said Schwarzschild. Is that a dark star? My God, what are you Russians trying to do? None of these connect to each other. Anton Vanko, scientist, I am trying to find stable solution. If you can help me, do so. If you can't, then I advise you to help yourself. Howard Stark, American, have you calculated... What, is this a code? Stroftov, Schwarzschild. That's not his name. Does he know his name? Why are they just speaking in weird random sentences? Oh, okay, we've burst into the evil Hydra agency. So what do you do when you burst into an evil Hydra agency? You take a break from any, like, important action to just engage in petty jabs at your partners. Because as we all know, women are irrational and emotionalistic, especially if they are of the strong female protagonist subtype. Execute, routine, go. No, I'd gladly give up babysitting you two, but not so that I can handhold that one. McCord, the boy can change into a bear. I don't think he needs your hand-holding, and given the amount of time you've both spent running around in the woods, I'm surprised you're not best pals. Ha, ha, ha. Homosexuality is funny. We just crashed a spaceship into a Russian workshop. I'm going to find the alien that brought us here and kill it, and see if anybody needs any help. Come on, McCord. Walk and chew gum. the closest there has been to characterization for these characters is they had one of those pages where it was like, oh, so-and-so, he's a this kind of guy, and such, she's a that kind of a guy. McCord, the last brick in Earth's alien defense wall, 100% commitment, 0 deductible. The indomitable Peggy Carter, American military special war ops, retired. Why do you always do this? These 2016 Marvel books will have like a paragraph about, here's everything you're supposed to think about the character. We're going to tell you rather than show. And that's it. That's the only characterization we get, that McGraw is like super into fighting aliens and kind of irascible, rather than maybe like showing these guys get a grudging respect of each other and then work together to fight the... that's the thing. So I think they're trying to go for like a Han Solo, Princess Leia, like they're roasting each other and making fun of each other while on the adventure, but there was a romance underneath Han Solo and Princess Leia. This is just like petty, we're in the middle of a life or death situation. Let's take some time to just be petulant and sarcastic to each other. And then Bear Boy, I guess he's a mutant, and his mom left him when he was a little kid. And so then he goes in and sees his mom while he's in bear form, and then he sneaks up on her while growling while he's in a bear form so he can give her a hug. What a nice son! Oh, look, there's a little fairy tale about the prince running into a bear, and the mother is so terrified she forgets it as her son approaches her ravenously hungry and snarling in her face to give her a hug. And then she just like disappears, and there's no explanation of how she got out. What's going? Okay, and so then like this kind of Jack Kirby-esque dark energy being shows up, and he's like calling the name of this old lady, and I need a page where you show me, here is the alien guy, and here is the alien girl, and they were once travelers, and then they came here. This all gets explained through dialogue. And oh boy, so she just says, he was not always like this. His name was Xanth once, he and I were explorers together, full of curiosity, full of love and dark energy. Took him, and I had to save your planet. I agreed to stay with him in the negative ways forever. Save our planet? You've been here before? No, not... Why are you introducing all of these extra sentences? Okay, was she here? You have to like sit down and like read this word by word to get what is going on. He was not always here. His name is... Okay, this guy's name is Xanth. Could have just put a box on him that said like Xanth, the dark energy being. He and I were explorers together. This should have been portrayed visually. I should have seen her as a visual energy being traveling the galaxies with Xanth. That would have been a lot of fun. We were full of curiosity. A dark energy took him. What kind of dark energy? What did it do to him? And I agreed to stay with him in the negative ways forever to save our planet. What does that have to do with saving our planet? What's the connection of our planet to the dark energy world? Save your planet? You've been here before. Oh, has she been here before? No. Okay, well then why'd you ask that question? And my escape, that was the first energy signal that was registered. Okay, so after you've read that 2 times, word for word carefully, then all the questions you've had up to this point, you figure out she's an energy being, she's come to our Earth, that's the energy spike, and this guy's coming through the door to get her. Okay, that's pretty simple. That makes sense. It should have been shown visually, but the big black energy being used to love her, they're separated, she promised to be with him forever, now she's abandoned him there, and he's coming through the magical space door to get her. All right? And then, oh, the girl's dying. Oh, can you heal her? Maybe I can. I'll shoot you if you don't heal her, because women are irrational and emotionalistic, especially if they are subcategory strong female protagonist. Super duper powers, bring the Russian girl back to life. Oh yeah, remember how he's like super gung-ho and American? He's gonna shoot him for no reason, because he's super gung-ho and American. She says she will go back to be with the dark energy being guy, which makes sense. What? You're going to make a heroic sacrifice? Wow, that's great. You're showing agency. No. Why are you saying no? Peggy, she may be the only one who can help here, so get in line. Why are you saying that when they all agreed with you? Are you a robot? None of this makes sense. Let her be a hero. Let her have agency. Let her decide. And then they just start talking her out of going back with the alien energy being. Oh, well, that's not the man you love. He's like a dark hole person. You don't know he's a dark hole person. He looks like he's screaming in pain to me and wants to be with the one he loves because he's tired of being trapped forever alone in a negative energy world. You guys don't know anything. Why are you trying to talk her out of this? But okay. again, if visually there was a thing like, oh, he was once the person she loved, but then he was transformed by the dark energy into this evil black hole being that just kind of parrots phrases from the man she once loved, that would be tragic. That would be good. But they don't show it. Show it to me. And then out of nowhere, they're like, oh, we've got a plan. We're going to stop him from coming through. All of this for them. Like, the guy is coming through the door, the evil energy being. Talkie, problem. Oh boy, they're finally going to do something. Nope. Time for another weird, doesn't make any sense conversation. What, if you got, I think I'm gonna stand by and let the Russians make advancements on the world's technology. This doesn't make sense. The monster is, the evil black hole is coming through the door, and Howard Stark wants to stop and talk about how dumb the Russians are and how he doesn't want to give the Russians technology. There was another whole thing where as soon as they came in, they just started griefing on this guy. Why were you helping Russia build a space portal? Because they were holding a gun to his head. The monster is coming through. You don't have time to yell at the Russian scientists for helping the people who are pointing a gun at his head. Stop the black hole monster. What are you guys doing? Operation SIN, April 1952. Robot Unit Catherine. So, Rich, are you sad it's over? I should get out my thesaurus. Bump up the rhetoric. Hang on a sec. So, Rich, are you feeling atrablious when that we're done here? Be gone, thought! That was the dumbest comic I've ever read. Oh my gosh. The art was okay. Let's take a look at the artist. Art by Rich Ellis. Good job, Rich Ellis. The art for the second story is by Ramon Perez, who kind of has a European style, illustration style. Captain America in the first 13. So this is just like a little old Captain America and Peggy Carter in France behind enemy lines investigating, like Nazi stuff. And she does her cool, like, secret disguise stuff. She talks about how cool she thinks Captain America is. There's this weird bit where, like, okay, Captain America is behind enemy lines. He punches the informant, so the Nazis don't realize he's an informant, and they think that Captain America was interrogating him. And then they make this whole point that because of Captain America's punch, he's got brain damage, and his jaw is broken, and he's losing teeth, and he'll never be able to order off the menu. Again, that's like a weird. Don't do that. If Captain America has to punch the guy to help them keep his cover, don't make a joke about how he just crippled a French spy for life and then have him kind of laugh it off that, hey, I'm super American. I do American stuff when I'm in France, like crippling my allies, because I'm an American. And then the cool French lady shows up and she's like a femme fatale. And she's going to kiss Captain America, and he kind of shrugs and says, hey, may I have your permission to kiss her, please? And then, oh, she's got a knife. That's so cool. She's such a cool femme fatale. And then they fight the Nazis, and they give the thing to the person, and she flies off. And they have this weird conversation. But let's talk about the first time we met. Oh, okay, that'll be romantic. Okay, so because Captain America has a blue costume, he has blue boxes. Because Peggy Carter has blonde hair, she has yellow boxes. Now, it'd have helped if we got some color coding here, so we could translate that here. So if you've read a lot of comics, you might be able to pick up on something like that, but it's not necessarily that obvious. All right, so Captain America, Peggy. Captain America, Peggy. Captain America, Peggy, Captain America. And then for the first three, the dialogue relates directly to the picture. It was a beautiful sunny day. It was pouring rain and you know it. Okay, so that relates to that. And then you were killing something. A woman's work is never done. Okay, that never happened. So now this doesn't relate directly. This makes sense because the dialogue is explaining what's happening in the picture. This is apparently alluding to the picture, but it actually, if you just read the dialogue, none of this makes sense. It just feels like it just jumps there. And plus, it's going from Captain America to Peggy, maybe to Peggy again. Now, if you're not hip to the color thing, your assumption would be Captain Peggy, Captain Peggy, Captain Peggy, Captain Peggy, but then you'd be getting that flipped around, Captain Peggy. It doesn't make any sense. Oh, cool. I love these covers. Scotty Young. Let's find something good. Scotty Young, yeah, like cool Howard Stark and Peggy Carter in France with guns being cool spies. That sounds like a fun comic. Variant cover by Gabriel Hardman and Jordan Burge. Cool spaceman and cool spies in Russia. That would be so cool. Cool pencil sketches and detailed pencils and inks. Cool, cool, cool. This looks so interesting. Why on earth did you hire a robot from Google Translate to make a script for you? What the heck? Worst comic of the year. Be gone, cut. I'm #1 Marmaduke fan. Like, comment, subscribe. I love you guys. Catch you later.